Hello and welcome to the Walking Dead Post Show podcast. In this episode, we'll be discussing episode 314 entitled Prey. Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. Today I am joined by BraveSam429.
What's up, everybody?
And I am Jesse Mofo Rice. So Tristan, what do you think about tonight's episode?
Um, it was all right.
I didn't like that it was only the Woodbury people. I don't care about Woodbury, and I don't care
Yeah,
about Michonne, and I don't care about Andrea. I don't care about any of these stupid little episodes that they're doing. It's getting on my nerves.
yeah, we saw a hint of the prison one time, and it was Rick.
Yeah. Okay, so you
But
want to go ahead and get into the summary?
yep. So the beginning of the show, before the intro and all that, is Michonne and Andrea around a fire. Presumably, well, actually, it is. I mean, I don't see any other time it can be. Between the time when Michonne saved Andrea and um, the time they were picked up by the Woodbury crew. Um, they're talking about Michonne's walkers, and um, Andrea tries to get her to talk to her about them, see where she got them, and Michonne pretty much says they got what they deserved. So she basically seemed to be angry with whoever the people were in the past. And then uh, I think still before the intro music, it goes to the governor who is in his torture chamber. Um, he's playing around with some chains and uh, I don't. He gets this insane, crazy look on his face.
Yeah, that was a face of a
That was like
disturbed
an
man, of
evil.
a psychopath.
Mm-hmm. So now I think it comes intro music and whatever, and then the governor is getting his people ready for battle. Of course, he tells people that he tells Andrea that, or I think it's actually Milton that tells her that, but he tells her that it's precaution that yeah, they had an agreement, but um he just wants to be on the safe side. So Milton then goes to talk to the governor about his torture chamber, um, and says, "How does this help Woodbury?" And Milton says uh, something they were talking about. I think they were talking about Penny, which was the governor's daughter. And Milton says, "You should just move on. What's done is done." And the governor pretty much says he will after he gets Michonne, or something like that. I don't know if I'm. I think that's the way. I think that's the way it went. Something. Uh, I think
That's
Milton asked the governor, he says, "Is that what this is about?" And the governor said, "That's all this is about." So talking about Michonne killing Penny. So,
okay.
anyway, then it moves to another scene where Milton is talking to Andrea about the governor's true plan and and like what's actually gonna go down. That even if Rick does bring Michonne, they're still gonna kill everybody. Andrea says that she has to stop him from doing it, and Milton says, "I don't think you can," which I think that was in the preview. I think we caught that part in the preview. I'm not positive, but um, anyway, then Milton takes Andrea to the governor's torture chamber and tells Andrea that she needs to go to the prison and warn them of what the governor has planned. And Andrea says that she can't leave. She needs to kill the governor. Oh, Jesse, your notes.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't even make sense. So the governor records himself whistling.
Is that what I said?
No, that's not what you said at all.
Oh.
um. So Andrea takes her gun out while the governor is down there in his chamber. He's sitting in the chair, I think, and Andrea pulls out her gun and aims it through the fence or whatever you'd call that. I don't even know. And Milton pulls the governor away from her. So the governor pulls the gun away from her and keeps her from shooting the governor. Um, Then I think it switches to a scene where Milton and Andrea are talking, and she says, "After all he's done, how can you protect him? He doesn't care about you at all." Blah 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 blah. And then Milton says, "Well, I knew him before this whole thing. He's a good man, and that's still there somewhere." Um, and then Milton kind of says, "Well, even if you were to kill him, somebody else would still take over." And this
That's a lot of gibberish. I don't even know if I would say that.
no, well, I'm going to anyway.
Okay.
So, well, I mean, it's pretty much over now, so I don't guess I have to, but that was basically all I said. So, then Andrea is about to, I think she was planning on leaving at that point, actually. I don't know if she was actually going to the prison there or what, but and by the way, I don't think I mentioned it. I think she and Milton during that discussion did decide to go to the prison, or she decided to go to the prison at least. And she told Milton to, uh, something about maybe if he was going to come with her or something. And he said that he couldn't or something. I don't know. Anyway, she kissed him on the cheek at that point, and that's like the only part I remember. She said, "Take care of yourself." But anyway, so she is about to leave, and Martinez is in the middle of the town taking everybody's weapons, saying, I guess that they needed them for the fight. I'm not really sure, but then he takes Andrea's, who gives it reluctantly, as Jesse puts it here. Um, And so now he asks her if she has a knife, which she does, but she pretty much tells him that she says, "You want to search me?" or something like that. And so he lets her by, and I think she walks on down the street and blah blah blah. Anyway, she go. I think she's just on her way leaving now, and it moves over to Tyreese and Sasha, which this part we saw in the preview. Um, it shows off how terrible Tyrese's shot really is. He misses like 5 bullets on the same walker before he finally gets one. But and Sasha's kind of making fun of him the whole time. But anyway, uh, Andrea comes up to him and she is attempting to. Uh, she's lying to them, trying to get them to leave their post so that she can leave without any interference. And they end up not moving. They say, "Well, bring him here. We need to talk to Martinez," because she says Martinez says he needs you at a different wall. And so anyway, they basically tell her, "No, we're not leaving our post." And so she tells them that the governor isn't what he seems. She needs to leave. She can't stay there. Blah 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 blah. And they end up letting her go. And then Tyreese goes to the governor and tells him what happened, that Andrea left, and that um, she something. I don't think they actually told him that she said that the governor was insane or whatever, right, Jesse?
No, the governor says that Andrea isn't all there. She's been through a lot and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, which is sort of a. I mean, neglects the part. I guess he doesn't really neglect. He doesn't tell them that she had Michonne with her. He pretty much gives more of a reason for her to be going insane, and he says, "Well, uh, Martinez needs you all to do something. Needs you both to do something. So why don't you go do that? Whatever." Pretty much, I guess, looking to get them out. Um, so uh, the governor, after he is walking out of his meeting with Tyreese and Sasha, he runs into Milton on the street, and pretty much confronts him about knowing whether or not Andrea, um, uh, whether or not she was leaving or not. And Milton ends up telling, like, I don't know if he actually told him that. I think the governor pretty much asked, and he didn't really answer, so it was more of like a, because the governor says, "Did you know Andrea was leaving or whatever?" And pretty much, um, Milton just kind of stood there and looked at him, and the governor, I guess, understood by that Milton knew, and he like throws him up against the wall or something. But anyway, after that, Tyreese and Sasha and Alan and Ben are under the or at the wall. I think they're getting ready to leave and go wherever they're going with Martinez, and Tyreese and Alan start to get into an argument about Donna, which was Alan's wife, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was his wife, and in that whole argument there, pretty much the whole thing was about Tyreese saving Donna at some point or another, and Alan says she was glued to you after that. You were like her knight in shining armor, and so I get sense a little bit of jealousy here out of Alan, and then um, he pretty much says something along the lines of "I'm not gonna let you do this again" or something. Um, I don't really know. He's just pretty much jealous of her. Um, Alan is, and also Alan's afraid that uh, Tyreese is going to get them kicked out of Woodbury. Um, he's sort of. It seems now that Tyrese's group is kind of split. It seems like it's Sasha and Tyreese, and then Alan and Ben, and they don't seem to agree with what's going on. So, anyway, it cuts to another scene where Andrea is running down the road, and a car or a truck comes up behind her, and she runs up into the woods, and from I'm assuming I think it was the governor who was actually behind her, and she gets trapped against a tree by three, two or three, four, I don't even know, zombies, and ends up taking them all out, which was pretty beast by the way. Um, so after that happens, Martinez, I guess in the meantime, actually, Martinez has taken Sasha and Tyreese and Alan and Ben to the Walker pit where in I don't remember what episode it was in, whichever episode before they were doing that fight with Merle and Martinez, I think it was the Walker fight, or where they had the Walkers around the outside back in the first half of season 3. Anyway, Walkers fall in and they pretty much net them out, and Tyrese is kind of questionable. He's questioning um, Martinez about the Walkers, and I think he sort of understands here that the governor is planning to use the walkers at the meeting, and he kind of confronts Martinez about it. And Martinez says, "Well, um, if you're not gonna do anything, we're just gonna take you back to the governor, and you can tell him whether it's right or wrong." Because Tyrese is completely against it. He says, "You can't do that. Yeah, the governor may have a beef with Rick, but there's women and children there." So uh, then this is another one of those points where Tyrese and Alan have gotten into an argument again about um, so basically, Alan, like I said earlier, is afraid that Tyrese is going to get them kicked out of Woodbury, and I think at this point, uh, Tyrese is trying to speak for Alan and tell him that they're not going to take part in this Walker Pit thing, trying to get those out so they can take him to the prison, and then they start to argue again, and I think I kind of missed a little bit about what kind of what they were arguing over. Something about um, protecting people or something. I don't know. But Alan goes to hit Tyreese, and Tyreese pretty much manhandles him and like holds him over the Walker pit. And uh, they kind of struggle for a minute. And anyway, Tyreese ends up letting him go, and Martinez tells them to uh, tell somebody to put them back in the truck and take them back to Woodbury. So uh, now Andrea has lost the governor. This is back with that part of the episode, I guess. Andrea has lost the governor once again and is running through the woods. Or I think she loses him in the woods, then is running through a field, and he's catching up to her. She runs into a building, which Jesse disagrees with me on this. I thought from the looks of the outside, I thought it was maybe a different part of the building where they were gonna have that meeting. That's what I thought.
The
I don't know if it.
landscape does not match.
Well, like I said, it's a different part of the building. Maybe I could be completely wrong about it. For some reason, it seemed like when I looked at it, it looked like
It's like something Andrea just stumbled across, though.
I mean,
So
it may have been that. I just don't know how
pretty
the governor
sure.
would have randomly known that she was going in there because
I,
he
I'm
didn't
pretty.
see her when she went in there.
I'm pretty sure it's just a random set of buildings.
It may have been, I don't know,
It
but
looks
anyway,
like an old warehouse or something.
yeah, I'm not sure, but anyway, so the governor comes in after Andrea, and there's a lot of like arguing and all this stuff, not arguing, but like running and I don't even know the other words for it, scrambling to get away. I don't know. So basically, the governor has then starts to whistle. I don't know what this whistle means. Like it's kind of weird. He's done it. That's the second time, right? That he's whistled in this
But
episode.
yeah,
Like,
by this time in the episode, it's the second time he's done it.
hmm and so uh, Andrea has a bit of a scuffle with a walker, and the governor is back to his old charming ways, trying to say, "Well, we need you at Woodbury. You can't leave all these people. This is your home." Blah blah blah. And then the governor, when she doesn't do anything, the governor starts smashing windows, and you can kind of tell the governor's he's not playing around anymore. This isn't, you know, he's,
Yes, yes, he starts to have a hissy fit, and then he's
hmm
not even pretending to be a nice guy anymore.
yeah. So Andrea is, she keeps moving from place to place, hiding. And while the governor's running around looking for her, the governor pulls out a gun, I think, and ends up, doesn't he? He shoots a couple walkers, kills one with a shovel, and
Yeah.
and then uh sorry, I was reading your notes. Anyway, so she opens a door to try to run from the governor, and the room that or it's like a stairwell actually, I think, is full of walkers, and so she's trapped at that door, and the governor is up behind her now. So they're kind of not face to face, but they're across the room from each other, and he definitely sees her. She's trapped against a door with walkers on the other side, and it's looking bad for Andrea because he has a gun, she has a knife. It's not looking so good because you can tell the governor wasn't playing around at this point either. And so I don't know what you mean by time to go home. Did he say that?
Yeah, he says, he's like, it's time to go home now, Andrea, because I think he thinks that he's got her cornered.
Mhm.
But, so he's like, it's time to go home now, Andrea.
Mhm. I didn't remember him saying that, but anyway, so she opens the door, and I don't know exactly how she did it. She opened the door, and it looked like she went into a secondary room, but th- that wouldn't make sense because the door wouldn't close to the secondary room. It seemed to me like she just pulled the door open and hid behind it.
I honestly have no idea how she did that, but somehow she maneuvers the door. She opens the door and lets the walkers out on the governor without
Mhm.
getting like attacked herself. I don't know how
Yeah,
she did
it
it.
seems like she hid behind the door. That's the only logical thing I can come up with.
Yeah, I don't really know. I guess that's what she did.
And then basically locked him in there, and I thought he was a goner at this point. Like,
Yeah, he's got like what is that? Like 30 zombies at least?
yeah, there's no. This is another one of those Andrew situations. I was talking to Jesse about this while we were watching it. Andrew, the guy from the prison, the guy that Rick let out into the group of walkers
Yeah.
that sabotaged and made T Dog and Lori die. Yeah, this is another one of those situations. How do you get out of that? This is doing the
Right.
impossible.
And I knew, you know how I
Pursuing the
knew that
impossible.
he didn't die? When somebody dies in The Walking Dead, they don't cut away. But whenever it's just screaming, they're not dead.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It was
Whenever the camera cuts to someone else, but you could still hear them like screaming like they're dying, they're not
yeah,
actually
it's
dead.
so unrealistic that he got out of that. Like it's I don't know.
Well, I mean, let's not call The Walking Dead a show based on
Yeah,
realism
yeah.
here.
Yeah, I mean, good point. So uh then we are I don't even know what I was going to say there. Another scene comes up where uh there's a person pouring gasoline on the pit of walkers and the walkers that were in the trailer that they presumably got out of the pit, I'm assuming. I mean, they don't I guess more walkers had got into the pit. I don't really know. You know what I'm talking about, Jesse?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
There's
about, like
I
that
don't really have
trailer,
all
like that
the scene.
horse trailer or
Yeah.
cattle trailer, whatever it was.
Yeah. So somebody lights all that on fire. Um anyway, then it moves to another scene where Andrea by the way, she left that building completely when the governor got trapped. She ran away. So she's still out in the woods looking for the prison. She finds it. And I don't know, was she trying to wave at Rick? I don't really know.
Yeah, she like steps right out of the bushes and like starts waving, I guess to like signify that she's a friendly person or she's not a
Yeah.
walker. And go ahead.
And then from behind the governor comes out and grabs her, pretty much gets on top of her and holds her mouth shut. And Rick is out on top of one of the watch post things. I don't even know what you would call that.
A
And
guard.
he's
It's a guard
a
tower.
guard tower. There you go. That was the word for it. And he sees it out of the corner of his eye and aims down sights with his scope. And he doesn't see anything after he sees the initial uh, commotion, I guess, going on over there. He
Right.
doesn't see anything after that. And so I'm guessing that he assumes it's just
He just kind of shrugs it off.
his mind playing tricks on him again.
That's probably what he was
It's Ghost
thinking. Yeah.
Lori again. It's Ghost
Yeah.
Lori. God, leave me alone. So anyway, he seems to forget about it. And then the black guy from Woodbury, I don't know what his name is. It's like the governor's other right-hand man besides Martinez. I don't know. Not sure what his name is. Finds the Walker pits, and when the governor gets back to Woodbury, Martinez tells him about somebody burning walkers in the pit, and he says, "Well, we had a couple of I don't remember what the word he used for it was. A couple of people who were God, I don't know what he called them. Uh, basically, people who didn't follow the rules, people who kind of
Troublemakers.
whatever you want to call it. Anyway, he sort of tries to lean towards the fact that the governor he tried to tell the governor pretty much that it was Tyreese and his group that burnt the walkers, which they don't really know who it was yet, or the governor says he does. He tells Milton, and we'll definitely talk about that here in a little bit. But anyway, so pretty much Martinez thinks it's Tyreese, and he tries to tell the governor the same thing. The governor goes in and tells Tyreese that the walkers are a bluff. They're really not going to try to hurt the prisoners. This is another one of those governor schemes where he tries to make people think he's harmless. Um, but anyway, Tyreese says, "Well, why didn't your man just say that?" And the governor says that they don't discuss tactics with people that they really don't know. So that sort of signifies that they don't really trust Tyreese too much. They don't know him too well. Um, and anyway, Tyreese ends up telling him, "Well, we're sorry. It won't happen again. We really do actually want to stay here." So the governor says, "Well, that's good," and pretty much walks out. And Milton, he meets Milton out on the street again and asks Milton, and Milton says, "Well, is Andrea dead?" And the governor says, "I hope she's not." And Milton says, "It's a shame about the pits. I hope you find who did it." And the governor looks at him and says, "I already did." And then that's pretty much the end of that scene. And then the final scene of this episode was Andrea has now been placed in the governor's torture chamber. And then it just kind of
That was the end. That was the
cuts
final
to
scene.
credits.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's a very good summary, Tristan.
I appreciate it.
I
We do
mean,
that every single episode.
yeah.
That same exact routine every episode.
Well, I mean, it was a very good summary,
Very detailed. Probably a
very,
bit too detailed.
very in depth. Okay, so who you think burnt the zombies in the pit?
Milton. Milton all the way. Team
See,
Milton.
it was Milton, definitely. I mean, I was hoping that maybe you would find a way to say maybe Tyreese did it, but I can't think of any way. It was
Yeah.
Milton.
I mean, like, if you remember at the end, Tyrese is pretty much like, or the governor says, "Well, where'd you get the gas?" And Tyrese is like,
Come again?
"Come again? Yeah. What are you talking about? What gas? There was no gas."
Right. I don't understand why Tyreese like went along with like how do you not understand that the governor is accusing you of doing something? Like it was obvious that the governor was saying that y'all did it.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
Tyrese was confused when he said, "Where did you get the gas?" And that's what made him realize, "Oh, he thinks we did it." I don't understand how Tyrese could be that dumb.
I mean, I guess maybe they were intimidated by the governor so much that they were just
Yeah.
scared.
So I was thinking up until that scene, it was either Tyrese or it was Milton.
Yeah.
And after he said "come again," I was like, "Well, it was Milton. Milton had to do it." And then Milton comes up and says, well, "Whoever did it is a shame," or whatever he says. He said it really.
Yeah. He said it really
I don't know like how he said it, but it was
uncaring. It was like you know,
it was like he was saying it, but he didn't mean what he was
yeah,
saying.
it's like he was
He
saying it just to make it sound like, well,
and he almost had like a smirk on his
yeah,
face.
yeah, I was gonna point that out. I was like, well, and then also he didn't even seem shocked about it at all. It was like he didn't even care. It wasn't even a big deal.
Very
Whereas,
interesting. And then the governor says he finds out who's done it, and like I don't know if the governor thinks that it's Tyrese or Milton,
mm, I think he thinks it's Milton. I mean, there was one of those stare
just
downs that
because
the
of those
governor,
stairs,
well, the one-eyed stare that the governor can give you.
right?
It just made it so obvious. Oh, I already did. Oh, I already did. It was just it's it seems like uh, Milton has now been found out as a traitor by the governor.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay. This kind of ties into that same final scene. You pointed out that the governor acted like he was hiding something. You think he got bit?
um, I don't see how he didn't. I don't see how he did not get bit.
Like in that, what I'm talking about is like in that final scene,
Yeah, I know.
he's holding
Yeah,
his abdomen or his
yeah.
chest area,
Oh, I thought
kind
you
of
were.
like his ribs almost.
Yeah, kind of like almost where Jim got bit.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. He probably got bit, I would say.
I mean, I don't know if maybe he had something in his pocket that he was. I don't know. It just he was holding his hand inside his shirt against his stomach for some reason. Um,
Yeah, there's actually a Reddit post on here, and somebody said, "Did the governor get bit?" Somebody says that the prison thing is going into season 4, so he won't die in this season. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about that.
I don't see how. I don't see how that can
They sure are setting this up for there to be a huge what is it?
climactic.
Climactic ending, and someone is
Yeah,
going to die, and it's going to be a definite ending. But I don't know how they're going to play this out. Interesting that someone thinks that it's going to go into season 4.
I disagree with that. It's obviously coming down to a fight here. And honestly, I've said this so many times. I don't even know how many times I definitely can't count them on one hand. I don't see how they can milk another another season out of Governor. I mean,
Okay, this guy here says yes, answering the question to whether or not he got bit. Yes, he will die by the end of the season. Why not make him really crazy before he dies? I guess they mean a walker. I don't know.
uh, I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? We're talking about Governor being bit.
Well, yeah, but I'm confused there. Read that. Read the last part again.
Yes, he will die by the end of the season. Why not make him really crazy before
That
he
part.
dies?
Why not make him really crazy before he dies?
This is somebody. Don't fucking judge me. This is what somebody said on Reddit.
I was just asking, do you
Hey,
understand it?
don't you get that attitude with me? No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Simply asking if you understood it.
I don't know, Jerry the jelly. You'll have to talk to Jerry the jellyfish.
All right, let me be sure to do that.
I assume what he means by it though is that make him a walker before he dies. I don't know.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I feel like the governor did get bit. For one, I don't see how he couldn't have. And you don't just one doesn't simply hold their abdomen. I don't know where that came from. Uh,
That was not a good interpretation of an internet meme at all.
I don't even know. I don't even know where that came from. I've heard it one time and I heard somebody say it. So I don't even know what it.
It became an internet meme. It's based off of Lord of the Rings when what's his name says one simply does not walk into Mordor.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know. I
But
just thought it would be.
that was a good attempt at it though. I mean,
I mean, I wasn't, I
you
was really.
you did a good job at it. I mean, really.
I appreciate it.
No,
um.
I mean
Mhm.
seriously, that was a good job.
Okay. Anyway. Uh. So I feel like he definitely did get bit. What do you think he did?
Yeah,
Or
he
do you?
did. I think he did. If he didn't, he's lucky.
Yeah, I don't. Like I say, I don't know how he didn't get bit. I don't know how he made it out of that for whatever. I don't know. There's no way he made
Yeah,
it out of that. It's
it'd be hard for him to get out of that.
but so he hid the fact that Andrea was even alive anymore.
Right. Probably because if he didn't, he would look like a total fucking nut. He can't just say, "Hey everyone, I've got Andrea tied up in the back of my trunk, and I'm going to take her down to a dungeon in a minute, and I'm going to torture her because I'm a fucking nut." He can't do that and stay leader of Woodbury. So
Yeah, I mean,
of course he's going to say to Milton or whoever he said that to. I don't know. I hope she's alive or whatever she said. Whatever he said.
uh, I just don't see how, um, like, for one, he was in a truck. So where was he hiding her? Number one,
In the back of his car.
he was in a truck.
In the back of his car.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Look, it's a TV show. Let's not overthink this. He hid her in and he put her in a
Like,
dungeon.
I was continuing, uh, but I don't know. I it just seems odd to me. Like what? So he's gonna go torture her for leaving.
I think he's gonna go torture her because he's nuts. I mean, he's gone totally off the deep end now. There is no, like I say, he's not pretending to be friendly anymore to her. He never really cared for her, I don't think. I mean, he's just using her.
So he's to the point of no return.
Yeah, pretty much. He's gone completely psycho. We're getting to the final bits. He's gone off the deep end and he's gonna, go crazy
Yeah.
or crazier.
Yeah. So what do uh this episode we didn't get to see much of the prison like we said earlier. Do you think anything big has been happening at the prison while we've been away?
Uh, I mean, I don't know if it's happened while this has been going on in Woodbury, but I mean, they're going to be talking about getting rid of Michonne for the governor. I mean,
Mm,
obviously they're going to keep that from Michonne, but I'm sure somebody's negotiating with Rick about that.
I don't know. I don't want to talk predictions yet. I'm gonna take a step back. My bad. I went into next episode and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
regret it. I automatically regret it.
I think me and you know something that's not going to happen, but let's not get into that.
Okay. So uh when this episode started, I thought Alan was gonna die.
Alan,
Alan, Tyrese's
why do you
arbiter.
I mean, he hasn't been very important. I don't think he will be. So
Um,
if he dies, I mean, who cares?
well, we saw the previews, and it looked like Tyreese was over someone who was a man, and I assumed that he was over him because whoever it was had been bitten and was dying, or shot and was dying, or killed for that matter, basically, and was dying, and or well, mortally wounded and was dying. Probably the 15th variation of that, but
There you
anyway,
go.
uh, so and I assumed that Alan was gonna die. Well, he did seem to get a bigger role in this episode. He did have at least have more of a role than what we've seen them have yet, basically. I guess for the most part, anyway. Him and Ben talked about killing Carol and Carl and taking over the prison in what I believe was episode 309, right?
I have no idea.
But so is Alan becoming a bad guy in uh
No,
you don't think he's becoming a bad guy?
no. I mean, why? He's not becoming a bad guy because he's disagreeing with Tyreese.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me. I don't guess I mean bad guy. I don't know how to word what I'm actually trying to point out here. But do you think he's becoming the guy that sort of Shane like? I don't know how else to put it. Like disagreeing with everything.
Sure.
He seems to be
Yeah, I mean, he's a little difficult, but
jealousy. Okay,
yeah, jealousy.
so
He's jealous of Tyrese, and I don't know why Tyrese had to like provoke him when they were at the pit, which he did.
he did a little bit. He when he said like you protected Donna or whatever.
Yeah,
And like it just seems to me like Tyrese is angry at him because uh not angry, but the guy doesn't. It seems to me like Tyrese can see at least a little bit through the governor. He knows he's not the best guy ever, and especially with Andrea telling him uh what she did about the governor not being who they thought he was,
yeah,
and then uh Alan questions why Tyrese let Andrea go. He says, "I'm not letting you ruin it. Ruin it for us here, pretty much." In other words, he didn't want Tyrese to screw it up, get them kicked out of Woodbury. Which I guess is understandable. If you think you got something good going on, then I guess you gotta stick with it. But the governor's obviously a nut, especially and like all the signs point towards it too. It's not just like one or two. I mean, Andrea says so. I think they had doubts about it to begin with a little bit, and then the walkers that they
yeah.
were, and Martinez pretty much let them know that and he didn't tell them, but he sort of alluded to the fact that they were actually going to try to use it in the fight, use the walkers in the fight. So I don't know. Seems to me like Alan is becoming sort of a bad guy. I don't know if I would call him a bad guy exactly, but
He's gonna die anyway, probably. I wouldn't be
yeah
surprised if he died.
yeah
So who
he's
cares? He's
definitely
got like what, 2 episodes left?
one or two.
You know.
So he probably won't have long. I wonder. I don't know about Ben. I don't know how long he'll have, but he seems to kind of be the non-talkative, sit in the back, agree with Alan type guy. I mean, he's like the Glenn of the group. I don't know. I guess it'd be the Glenn from season one of the group. Sit back and just kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a. I try to keep making analogies, but these aren't great analogies, so forgive me. I guess maybe you understand what I mean.
You're forgiven. You are forgiven.
um. So really, I don't know how much this episode didn't really. It seemed to cover the same topic the whole episode. I mean,
Yeah. Um.
basically Andrea leaving and Tyrese's Tyreese and his group's uh, arguments with Woodbury on with Milton. That's basically. It was definitely Woodbury the whole time.
Man,
So
dude, I'm telling you, just these last couple of episodes have just really been losing my interest.
really,
I can't. It's. I'm glad that it's getting close to the end of the season. If this is like in the
can you
middle of
hold on
it,
one second? Go ahead, continue. Go ahead. But
if this was in like the middle of a season, I would have done stopped watching by now. I know though that it's at the end of the season, so there's going to be like some kind of action coming up soon, and it's just building up. But I mean, good God, these episodes have just been talk, 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 nothing happening. Last episode was good. That was one in a long time that was actually good. But before that, about two episodes before that, and then this episode, I just have not been keeping interest in this show. Pretty much all of season three, except for a few exceptions, have been very boring to me.
so let's see. So you're talking about Morgan episode.
Yeah, Morgan episode. I mean, I'm glad that he found him and we know what happened, but it's just such a disappointment to me that he's not going to be in the group. And it was just a boring episode as well. I mean, I don't really care that he's gone insane. You could have done something better with that story, I think.
Yeah, there's gonna be some like I think they'll fold him back in somewhere.
I don't think so. I think it's pretty much that episode was closure on Morgan.
You
I
think?
wish that they would, and that's what I was saying earlier today. Like they got to bring Morgan back. That's more like I wish they would bring Morgan back. I don't think it's really going to happen.
I don't know. I hope they do, but well, I guess we'll see. um.
I guess we will.
So I don't know, like you say, these episodes have sort of been
Just
um.
uneventful.
Yeah.
Uneventful. Like two or three main things happen. The rest is talk, talk, talk. And
I
then
mean, I like
the
backstory.
two or three main things that happen is just important talk. So it's like important talk, 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 talk in between, important talk, 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 talk in between, important talk, end of show.
Yeah. Like I like the backstory, but I don't want Woodbury backstory. I want prison backstory. Give me prison backstory.
I don't know why. Like, ain't you go
Give
back to
me
season two, there was more talking in it, but it just held my interest, and I honestly don't know why. I don't know what it is, but season three just isn't as good
I
to
just
me.
don't like Woodbury that much. I mean, I don't Andrea has totally screwed up Woodbury for me. She really has. I
I,
hate the way her character is being portrayed in Woodbury. Like the dumb, gullible, stupid up until like the last 2 to 3 episodes. She's just been the stupid, gullible.
she
I
really
don't even know
has.
any other word for it. But it
She's
just
been
in
like
Woodbury.
that. She's been like that in the second season as well. She was like that.
Well, the thing about her in the second season, and the thing that I don't like about Andrea, is she is so I don't even know the word for it. Like I want to call it feminist. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Anyway, that's it sounds wrong. Anyway, whatever. I'll explain. Um, every she always wants to be like the people that are out protecting the group. She always wants to be, forgive me here. She always wants to be the man of the group. Like all the men are out
She
always out.
does seem to try to prove herself way too much.
Yeah, she wants to be like what the men are doing, and while all the man, if there are any girls watching this, all the women are inside doing generally, not all of them, but generally most of them are doing whatever they're doing. I don't even know, but it mostly focuses on the men taking care of the zombies. The exceptions would be probably all of Rick's group. I would say all the women in Rick's group have been battle tested just because they that's half their manpower. You know that they don't have people. They don't have as many people as the governor does, but especially with the governor, they have 2, 3 people that are women that are taking or that are on the walls, and that'd be Karen, Haley, who died in episode 309, and Andrea, and that's about it. And she doesn't really even take the wall. She just kind of wants to, like you say, she wants to prove herself too much, and every comeback she has. I remember the second episode of the first season, and she said something along, or I think it was, anyways. Um, they said something to her, and uh, something about not being able to protect herself or something, and she's like, "Why? Because I'm a girl." It's like she always feels like people question her because she's not a guy. I don't know. That's the main thing that annoys me about her. Plus how gullible she is. But
Uh, like I say, she is always trying to prove herself. She is gullible. She doesn't think things through like most people do. She's
yeah,
interesting. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even know how we got on that.
Well, I was talking about what I dislike about season three, and then you're like, well, you know what I don't like about Andrea?
Oh, I think we're talking about Andrea screwing up Woodbury. Anyway, I do feel bad for her now though, because like I say, she does seem to have become sort of different the past few episodes. She's at least like she was a mediator last episode. Tried to keep everything. She set up the whole conversation, and a couple episodes ago she let's see what let's see three. Never mind, not a couple episodes ago. I was clear. Ignore what I just said. This episode, she sort of understood that the governor was an idiot and insane, and she has truly been the idiot for the past what I don't know how long it's been, but for a long time, and has been staying with him, sleeping with him, whatever. And I think she finally realizes and is now getting out. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, so you have any predictions for the next couple episodes, Jesse? Or I guess did you want to cover anything in this episode?
Someone's gonna die in the next episode. I don't know who, but somebody's gonna die.
Let's not give away too much here, Jesse.
Well, I'm not. But I believe someone is going to die in the next episode. It could. I don't know. It might be Herschel.
Uh, so should we just give a source, not say what it is, just give a source? If you guys want to know what we're talking
Like
about,
I
look
assume that
around a
if
little bit on Reddit, on the Walking Dead Reddit. You'll
screw it,
find it.
screw it. Not many people go this far into the podcast anyway, so I'm just gonna say it. There is a spoiler on Reddit, and
And by the way, spoiler.
if you've listened this far into this podcast, you're a Walking Dead fan apparently, so you
Yeah,
probably know about this already anyway. But
but
there,
spoiler alert right here. If this
yeah,
a
spoiler.
potential spoiler anyway.
Stop listening. Just stop listening because I'm gonna say it in 3 seconds, and it's this. There's a spoiler going around on the Walking Dead subreddit that Merle, and they've got pictures to prove that Merle gets turned into a walker in episode 315.
Hmm.
That's next week's
Yeah,
episode.
which is next week's episode.
Um, now please
They
don't get mad at us if you've listened and you're like, oh shit, I wish it wasn't that much of a spoiler.
yeah.
I warned you. Okay, and I don't know. I'm not gonna link you into anything, but you can search for it. You can like search asshole and spoilers in the thing because somebody put a post in the Walking Dead subreddit. Some asshole put the spoiler up, so you should be able to find them from there if you really want to see the pictures. So
Yeah, it's they're very well done if they're fakes.
yeah, and the guy, if they're fakes, the guy even like put like a video player around because that's the story behind it. He's supposedly got the TV show before it aired, which kind of makes it unbelievable to me. But at the same time, you never know. The internet does have everything on it, so.
Yeah,
But that's what he says. He says he got the TV show early. Somehow he got it early. And if they're Photoshop, he even remembered to put in the video player on his on his TV
yeah,
screen, so or
yeah.
on his computer screen.
And by the way, the two things did have the exact same time, correct? Like I saw, it seems like I saw multiple ones. I don't know. Let me look real quick. But continue talking. Um,
Um, but everybody on Reddit's okay. Listen to me come up with something here. Everybody on Reddit is angry at him because nobody likes spoilers, obviously, and everybody likes spoilers until they click on them. Everybody's like, yeah, yeah, spoilers. Oh
yeah,
shit, why did I click on that?
yeah. I didn't want to know that to begin with. I didn't want to know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't really hate the guy for it, But at the same time, I wish you wouldn't have done it because it kind of ruins the show for me next episode if it does happen.
Yeah, okay, so see on this one it's 49 minutes and 36 seconds long. And then on this one there isn't a time, but for some reason I saw um
Tristan thinks that if it was real, it wouldn't be 49 minutes long. I don't think
well I
that's
I'll,
necessarily true.
the thing is every show that I've ever seen, every Walking Dead show that is in an hour long thing is between 41 and 43 minutes long. Without commercials.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Anyway, I don't know. I do think that it's I do feel
So
like
that's my prediction for next episode. Merle will be turned into a walker. What's your prediction for the next video, Tristan? Or for the next
I
TV
mean
show?
I hope that doesn't happen. But let's see. He does seem to get a lot of screen time. Like I just saw there's just a preview on The Walking
Right.
Dead where he had more screen time talking to Rick.
Yeah.
And there was the actual preview on The Walking Dead for next week's episode where he got more screen time. There's like there's usually I don't know 6 or 7 bits and pieces of scenes, or maybe not even that many, I don't know. But and Merle was in several of them.
See, that's what worries me about the show is that it's because he's had more screen time than I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. When people get screen time, they die.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
So
except seriously main characters like Rick and stuff
yeah.
like that. But you can obviously expect them to have a lot of screen time. But
I'll tell you what. Let's just say let's go into like what do you call it? What? Oh shit!
I don't
I
even know what you're trying to say at all.
I know, I know, I know. Let's just say that Merle does get turned into a walker. Okay.
Okay.
How do you think Daryl's going to react to that?
Ugh.
Okay, because I know what's going to happen. He's going to go batshit crazy, and I don't know if he's going to get like mad at people or what's going to
Okay,
happen.
okay.
But he's not going to be too happy about his brother dying.
So one, I think there has to be. It depends on how he dies. If this is the case, by the way, it depends on how Merle dies. That number one, if he gets bit by something, like if it's his own fault, he's obviously going to be a bit more. He's not going to be mad at anybody for that, I don't think, except
Okay,
Merle. I don't think he's going to be really mad at anybody for that. Um, but if it's about like if he's went in trying to kill the governor or something and somebody sent him to do it or something like that.
he's going to be mad at the person that sent him to do it.
I mean, I don't know. The thing I was going to point out was that Daryl has already once accepted that his brother was dead.
Okay,
So,
that's true. He has, hasn't he?
mhm. And I'll tell you where I got that, by the way. I got that from I didn't get it from anywhere actually, but see if you remember this line. They got over you once. They can do it again. They have to. Something like that. So I didn't probably didn't get that perfect.
I don't remember that line at
That
all.
was that was the line Shane said to Rick when he was about to kill him.
Ah, I see.
He said, "Lori, Carl, they got over you already. They got over you once already. They just have to do it again." Something like that. I don't know if that was exactly how you said it, but basically. Uh, so I think I don't know. I don't know how Daryl would react. Like,
Well, I guess we'll just have to see for next episode, won't we?
hmm it the first picture does it look like he got shot?
Oh god, we're going back to okay, I don't know like why there's blood on him, but if you look there's a body at his feet that I assume he's been nibbling on. So I don't know if that's blood from that body or if it's just
Oh,
blood from him getting shot or what.
does it look like the guy has arms to you?
What guy?
The guy that he's been nibbling on.
I have no
It
idea.
doesn't look like he has an arm to me, a right arm,
Well, I
unless
mean,
it's like bent awkwardly behind his body.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I don't want it to happen.
I have nothing else to talk about.
Who do you think he's looking at right there in that picture?
I don't know.
I know we're not really. Nobody else sees him, so we're kind of.
I don't really know.
But I don't know. I wanted to talk about something else, or something else that I wanted to. So okay, I think this is part of it. What do you think is going to happen with the governor in the next episode or two? What do you think he's going to do with Andrea, and what do you think he's going to do about his possible bite?
Well, if he's bit, he's gonna turn. I don't know how long it's gonna take him to turn, but he will. So I don't think he's gonna do anything about it unless he's found a cure. Unless Milton have found a cure, which he didn't. And then what he's gonna do with Andrea, he'll like torture her for a little bit. He'll get distracted with something. Either Rick will invade or something's gonna happen. And Andrea will be left, and the group's gonna save her.
Okay, so here's one question that I have. So back in season in the comics, which again I haven't read all of them. I started a little bit, but anyway, um, Michonne was raped and tortured by the governor
In what?
in the comics.
Well, she wasn't in this. Oh.
No, no, but we have somebody who uh is in a very um he's in a position to have the same thing done to them with Andrea here.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen. I don't think.
You don't think so?
Nah. Nothing like that's going to happen. She's not going to get too far into the torturing before something happens where the governor has to stop.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems
Milton
like
Milton might intervene. Now that I think about it,
you think
it's possible.
he might. I don't know. What do you think Milton's gonna do? You think he seems to still sort of be um
No,
with I
no, he's not.
I mean he's not, but he doesn't seem to want to. I don't know.
Bull crap! He lit the damn pit on fire. He's ready to take some action. He's ready to go.
Yeah, but he's
Yes,
not leaving
yes, he
either.
is.
Is
Yes,
he?
he
You
will.
think he's not leaving? You think he's just trying to sabotage the governor's plans?
I don't know what he's trying to do, but I don't think he's with the governor anymore. Hey, I guess he is. He's trying to stop the governor from attacking the prison.
I don't know how he would do that. How can he do that?
Well, for one, you can what was it?
Burn the
Burn the
walkers.
walkers, yeah.
I don't know. I just
You could kill the governor. Of course, he hasn't done that yet. I don't know what he's doing, why he's keeping the governor alive, but I don't know. He's doing something. Like he's not. I don't think he wants the governor to attack the prison.
obviously he doesn't. Like I think even like what's his face? I can't remember his name right now. Uh Martinez. I think he even sees that the people at the prison are not they're not exactly bad people. I mean, I think they sort of understand that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It the fact that the fact that Milton had that conversation with Herschel and what's his face? Daryl had that conversation with Martinez. It seems like they've kind of come together as groups and I mean not really come together, but they seem to sort of not be as at odds as much as they were, you know?
Who are we talking about?
The governor and not the governor, but the governor's group and Rick's group.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're just people, and they just happen to be under two different leaders that don't
Mm,
like each other. Like I said in the last thing. I mean, they're just people that get along. It's like sort of like in war. I mean, it's just the enemy, and you think of them as the enemy.
yeah,
If you actually got to know them, you'd probably get along with them and stuff.
I don't know. I really What do you think? What do you think they're gonna do in this next episode? You
Dude,
think they're you
I
think they're
don't
gonna
know.
fight? You think they're gonna? I'm saying you think they're gonna go to war in the next episode, or do you think it's gonna be
I
one more episode leading up to it, and then
honestly think the next episode's gonna have to do with Andrea and stuff, whether to get rid of her or not.
mm, is it? You think that's all that's gonna happen?
Yeah, it looked like a pretty much a prison episode, so I'd assume there's not much else that could happen. And then Merle is talking about stuff. I don't know what he was talking about. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then
Uh,
obviously, if that happens, the whole situation with Merle, if he actually turns into a walker or not. So I mean, I don't know. I really am not good at making predictions. I don't. I don't know. I'm just not good at it.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna have some sort of action going on in the next episode, but I don't think it's gonna get up to the point where they're fighting and shooting at each other for the final war, unless that happens to be that, and then or unless they happen to do that, and then um just have episode 16 the aftermath. I don't know.
I don't either. I really don't know. And I
But
have nothing else to talk about, like I say.
yeah, yeah, I don't either.
All right, so looks like we're pretty much done with the conversation. All right.
Yep.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, click that like button. We'd appreciate it greatly.
Mm.
And yeah, see you next time.
See you guys later.